Hey YouTube people, Cameron here, and I've been playing with 3D printers quite a bit over the last few weeks, including upgrading my Core 1 to a Core 1 Index Bondtech Founders Edition kit. And when I did that, that left me with an extra neck extruder, and I wanted to put it to good use. So I have several Prusa printers and lots of parts lying around. So I decided I would take my MK4S, which was kind of off to the side gathering a bit of dust. I actually used that MK4S in my clipper video. And I decided that I wanted to upgrade it to an MK4 using this neck extruder part to not let it go to waste. So in this video, I'm going to kind of show you what I've been doing in that project of upgrading an MK4S to an MK4. Now you could just upgrade to an MK3.9, and there's the 3.5 option, but if you have that option, you probably already took it. But if you want to start using an extruder, that's the 3.9 or the 4 upgrade. And I'm going to walk you through what it would look like. Now, I first want to give you a disclaimer that with MK4S kits starting at about $709 currently, this may or may not be worth your time versus selling your working MK3S for around $350 and just buying a kit. That may be a better option for you still, even if you have a free neck extruder. However, if you have all these extra parts lying around, I'm going to show you what you need and how you can maneuver yourself into an MK4 from an MK3S. Especially if your old MK3S is maybe broken or things like that, this might be a good way to breathe new life into it. So what I'm going to do is just kind of explain what I'm doing here, and let's start thinking about it in terms of building an MK4. Building an MK4S. And we're going to do that from a couple different buckets. One of those buckets where if you consider you're building an MK4S part kit, but you're just getting those parts from random different areas. So let's talk about those different buckets, because I think there's 4 of them. The 4 buckets are, first, the old MK3S. That's one bucket where parts will be coming from. The second bucket is this. This is the MK3.5S upgrade box. Now this is relatively affordable to get this 3.5 upgrade kit. It's $269. And what that's going to get you is the upgraded electronics board and the color LCD more than anything. There's a couple extras in the box that you also will need. But that's one bucket. Another bucket is the neck extruder and parts off of your Core 1. And the 4th bucket are any random parts you might need to buy from Prusa directly. Now, someone has compiled a really great list on Reddit. This is not entirely my idea by any means. Lots of people have been considering this upgrade. So I will leave a link in the description to that Reddit thread because I think it's got a lot of good information. For me, so for me, I also had, when I upgraded my MK4S to a Core 1, I also had a bunch of random MK4S parts that I saved. So that was also useful for random little nuts and bolts and things like that. So yeah, let me show you what we're working with here. Like I say, I'm mid-project. What I have right here is a partially built MK4S that is built as much as I could to the point where I still hadn't pulled the neck extruder off of my Core 1. So let's take a closer look. All right, so what I did first was I tore down the MK3S, and here's all of the old parts from that. You can see I've got the old LCD display and a bunch of the ribbon cables and motors and electronics and anything that I knew I wasn't going to need. I just have an old bag here. So there's still a lot left over once you tear down that MK3S. And then I basically started using the instructions to build an MK4 from scratch. And then anytime I needed a specific part, I just pulled from any number of the buckets that I needed it from. For example, in this MK3.5S upgrade box, there's lots of fasteners, there's lots of little bits and bobs that you might need, the NFC setup, all sorts of things. But primarily it's the LCD display and electronics. But let's talk about a few parts that you probably will have to buy from Prusa directly because they're not going to be in your 3.5S upgrade box. And that is namely these 10mm rods and the bearings that go with them. The 10mm rods are $26 for the pair, and the bearings are $8 for the pair. So that is an extra expense that you'll have to do. I also ended up purchasing this, which was this is the main extruder cable. And I purchased this, but I actually did not need to. And that's because I had upgraded from an MK4 and I had that assembly already. So I actually didn't need to buy this. If you upgraded an MK4S to a Core 1 at some point, you could just use those parts if you saved them. So yeah, and then of course I have, followed my pattern of upgrading my parts with special color schemes. For me, this is a really nice callback to Evangelion, Neon Genesis Evangelion. All of my printers are modeled after that. In fact, I ought to show that. So let's do that really quick, just for fun. Okay, so here in my lab here, we've got Unit 01 with the purple and green color scheme. It's the Shinji color scheme. And I've got, little custom icons on each of them. Here is our Ava Unit 02, red one, Asuka, and pretty cool color scheme, reprinted in PETG ASA on a lot of these. And then we have Ava 00, which was recently upgraded to a Core 1 and now to a Core 1 index, and it has been performing since my last video really well. It's chugging along, no print errors. And then we have the pink Mari as well. And this right here is Ava 05, the provisional unit there. And this one over here is my Prusa XL. I call this one the Nerve Headquarters. It's got kind of the dome top, if you're a Neon Genesis Evangelion fan. I didn't really do much customization to this, if any at all, but that's what that one's named. Down here, this is Ava Unit 3, which we all know came from overseas, is a different manufacturer of the Ava units, and that's why this Bamboo Lab printer is Unit 3. So this is my little print lab here. And so that brings us to this new build, which is Ava 06, which matches the lore, right? So we've got the color scheme with the black, orange, and kind of dark navy blue. So yeah, that's what we're dealing with here. So another couple things that you may need are these bolts, these specific bolts that hold the extruder onto the chassis frame. And I had those because I have my MK4S parts laying around, but you may have extras. If you build a couple Prusa printers, you may have extra spare parts that you can pull those from. But yeah, that's basically what I've done the whole way is use the assembly guide for an MK4 kit, but then pop in the different parts. So I'm about to do the section for the extruder and getting all of that done. And so the first step is probably tearing this extruder down so I can put in the new parts. So these are ASA. Let's look at these really quick. These were ASA parts that I printed specifically when I built the Core 1. to have a color scheme. And let me show you what like thousands of hours of printing can do to even ASA. You can see that it's got a bit of wear in here. Like it was not malfunctioning yet, but you can see that it's starting to get to the point where that ASA is starting to degrade a little bit, which is why I think I'm not going to go for color scheme for especially those parts. I'll be doing those in the PC carbon fiber like they're intended to be on the MK3S. So that's one area I won't be doing a color scheme on this anymore. Yeah, so the biggest difference between the MK3.9S and the MK4S is these motors right here, the X-axis motor and the Y-axis motor. You can use the Z motor from your MK3S, and obviously you'll have an extruder motor from your extruder off of your Core 1 if you're doing this. But the Z motors you can reuse. And let me show you what that looks like, because there are little adapter clips. Here's the adapter clips right here. They come in the MK3.5 upgrade box kit. So those little adapters will convert your Z motors. And as far as I know and can tell and what anyone's ever said, those Z motors should be just as good as the Z motors on an MK4. I think they're the same ones. So as long as you will get the finer 0.9 resolution if you do it on these two motors here, is my understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but that's my understanding. So yeah, so the question remains, the circuit board, the main board that I put in this machine is probably geared up for the 3.5, and I'll have to flash it to the MK4. So we'll see how that goes. But for now, I'm basically going to start finishing up the extruder assembly, and that's pretty much all I have left on this machine because I've already pre-assembled everything else. So let's go ahead and see how that goes. I'll do a time lapse and then I'll tell you if I ran into any issues at the end. But again, let's just talk for a second. Here's the breakdown of what we're dealing with. The kit is $709 if you just bought an MK4S kit. If you want to do this, the 3.5 upgrade kit is $269. The rod's $26. 10 millimeter bearings, $8. Main cable, $20 if you need it. That's about $323 in parts. That gets you up to a MK 3.9 because you have the extruder from the Core 1. If you add those motors in, that's an extra $84. The total cost would go to $407. So even with the free extruder from up there, you're still having to pay $407 to do this. But, you know, you may have some of these parts laying around, or you just don't want to see your parts go to waste. And yeah, so it's a good option. I like to tinker, so this is a fun project for me. One more thing I want to note is I believe that you technically could use, this is the cable from the Core 1. It is just a lot longer than the cable that goes to the MK4. I believe you could use this cable. I don't think there'd be any problem with using it, other than the fact you're going to have to tuck up a whole lot of cable length into the electronics box. So probably worth it to get the right length cable. Probably make it easier on you, but yeah, if you want to save 20 bucks, you can probably do that. All right, so just a couple of things I'll note really quickly. You may be wondering, okay, as I go to use this extruder, I'm tearing it down and cleaning it up so everything's super clean. But you may be wondering, well, how are you going to make it an MK3S without this frame part? So this is one I could just use the stock part. This is the stock powder coated kind of steel part that holds the fan for the MK4S. And you could pick this up as a spare part and install it. But what I'm going to do is something I've done on my other printers, and that is use this modified part. And this is actually really neat because it will flip the fan and allow you to clean the nozzle much easier. I really like this mod. So I'll leave a link in the description of this because this is what I'll be doing. But you could use this part, order it off of Prusa. It's not very expensive. But if you want to do it yourself, you can do it using this modified, really cool magnetic piece. And you will have to get a new blower fan, as that blower fan will be repurposed in the Index, but a blower fan is pretty cheap too. All right, so I think I finished with all of the setup. And what I've done is I put the firmware for the MK4S on this thumb drive, and I'm going to put this in here, and my hope is that it's going to recognize it on first boot up and I'll be able to flash it to an MK4. See what happens. Yep, looks like I can flash. And again, we're flashing the 3.5, the MK 3.5S board with MK4S firmware. And that looks good. All right, so we've got the device all set up, MK4S, impromptu, using spare parts mostly. Let's go ahead and print a Bonkers benchy just to test everything out. I just tuned the belts, did all the calibration. So I'm hoping it prints well. So let's see how it does on this first print. Well, that didn't seem too shabby at all. Let's take a look at the print. Again, this is a 8-minute Bonkers benchy, so I mean, don't expect too much, but I think we can see from the print that the printer is holding up. I mean, for a Bonkers benchy, this actually looks quite decent indeed. So yeah, looks like building a MK4S from mostly spare parts and some leftovers from printer upgrades is completely possible. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on future videos.